round 2 of our bowl game segment of the show. I've got our returning champion. He beat the man, Sean Higgs, last week. Sean Higgs was streaking. He was on 2 in a row. Dan took him out and prevented the three-peat. What's happening, Dan Kaiser?
Hey, you know what they say, to be the man, you have to beat the man. So
that's just it.
Yeah, but now I got my work cut out for me. I'm going for third-time redemption here.
So speaking of three-peats, Kurt is going for his own. Kurt has beat Dan both times that they've faced each other. So we got a little rumble going on here, boys. Are you guys ready to rock and roll?
Yeah, Dan brings out the best in me, obviously.
I like it.
I haven't heard that before.
So people at home, if you haven't watched the show before, this is how it works. Step 1, go get a pencil and paper because we're about to go through 8 free picks. I'm going to give them the game and the number of the total, and they're going to give me their play on the over or the under. What you guys are looking for is the consensus picks, the ones where they both agree. Those tend to be the most valuable plays on the show. We're going to do 8 bowl games that happen on Friday and Saturday. So hopefully we've got a lot of good information for y'all here. Are you guys ready to rock and play total chaos?
Let's go.
Totally.
All right. Totally. All right. So we're going to kick it off. Oops. Now I messed up. Okay. We're going to kick it off. We've got the Peach Bowl. Number 9, Georgia is taking on number 8, Cincinnati. Dan, the number's 51.5. What do you got for me?
Yeah, I look at this game and I'm going to kind of going against the numbers. I'm taking the under in this one. Okay. If you look at both offenses, I mean, both offenses have played well. Georgia's gone over the numbers 6 of their 9 games. Cincinnati's gone over the number 5 of their 9 games. But I look at their 2 defenses. Usually, these teams are putting up a lot of points, and the other teams are scoring enough to put the game. Their opponents are putting up enough to put the game over. But these 2 teams rely on defense. Georgia's 15th in total defense. Cincinnati's 13th in total defense. I think the defense is going to step up in this one and keep the game under the number.
All right. What do you got on it, Kurt?
I'm actually going to disagree with you, starting this total chaos like that, pretty much. I'm going to go with the over in this. You did make a good point about both these defenses, but in games where both these offenses need to put up points, they have. You saw Cincinnati get into shootouts a few times this year. Georgia, SEC. I always talk about my SEC overs, and I'm focusing more on the numbers. I always say that I am a numbers guy, and that 51 is just a little too low for me in this game. I would have preferred 57, maybe even 54. I would have looked at it. 51, yeah, 51 just kind of, it makes me think like they'll have enough to get over this total. So I'm going to go with the over in this game.
27-20.
You write that down. I love when you guys pick the score. Okay. 27-27.
And I'll need that touchdown to get my over too. I'll need that touchdown. To get my over. Yeah.
I feel like I need some kind of like you get a bonus prize or something if you can guess the score on the number.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Friends at home, picks and parlays, view crew, drop your comments into the box. Let us know what you think. Georgia, Cincinnati, Peach Bowl, over, under. What do you say? Also, give us a like, hit subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications. That way, you never miss one of our free pick shows. All right. Up next, we are going to talk the Citrus Bowl, Friday, January 1st. This is Auburn at number 14 Northwestern. The number here is 43.5. Kurt, you're up.
Okay. This game, I've already chosen the under on this game, but I'm not happy about it. The Northwestern offense is horrible. Their defense is pretty much the reason why they're in this bowl game now. On the other side, Auburn quarterback play just isn't there. Running game is, though. I like their running game in Auburn. Still not enough for me to take this game over the total. Auburn's been one of my under teams. They've been an under team this season. Northwestern's been an under team. Everything's pointing to the under, so I'm going to take the under, but I'm not going to be happy about it. It's really low. It's really low, but I just can't find offense anywhere in these stats. There's no offense. So I'm going to take this game under.
You need offense if you're going to score. That's what I've heard. I've heard that. I don't know if it's true.
You're gonna have to
championships. But what do you got here, Dan?
Well, I agree with the pick. I'm not jumping in the car with them because usually when I do that, we're too friendly, and I need the win today, so there's no friendship. But I am going with the under also. I just like you said, I don't see any. I'm just not. I'm going with the pick. I'm just not getting in the car with them.
I laughed so hard last weekend watching our total chaos. And you're like, I'm jumping out of the car. And Kurt's like, we would have stopped. Dan's rolling down the freeway somewhere.
But I agree with them. I mean, I just can't find any offense. And now there's things out there that Bigsby might not play. Auburn's running back. Their second leading receiver's out. He's not playing. I mean, if you're gonna rely on Nix to get the job done, well, good luck with that. And Northwestern's defense, I mean, they pretty much shut down Ohio State for the first 2 quarters in that Big Ten championship game. So their defense is stout. I mean, it's fit. It's their coach Fitz. He plays the 1980s Big Ten football, run the ball and play defense. So yeah, this game it is a low number, but I'd be surprised if either team gets in the 20s. So I'm with them. I'm taking the under.
All right. Under on Auburn at Northwestern. We're moving right along. Oh, my God. My cursor's gone. What do we do? Okay. Here we go. It was very stressful. Okay. So we've got number 2 Notre Dame at number 1 Alabama, and it's 69.5. Dan, go.
Yeah, I don't know about this game. I've been thinking. I mean, I've been going back and forth. I just look at this game, and I listen to all the people on sports radio and ESPNU and stuff. And they're like, oh yeah, Notre Dame. Oh, they got a chance. If they stack 8, offensive, they put 9 guys on the line and run the ball and yada yada yada. And I see this. I see Alabama scoring a ton of points. Can Notre Dame score enough? And I think the only way they can stay in this game is running the ball. And if they do that, the clock is going to shorten the clock. I just don't see Notre Dame scoring enough points in this one. It is a high number. I'm going to take the under.
All right. What do you say, Kurt?
SEC over. I'm taking this game over.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
Yeah. And then I have to go against Dan. You got
to go first, Dan.
Huh?
So you got to go first.
I know. When I was looking at the games, I'm like, oh, damn it, I got to pick that game first.
Yeah. That's. I'm glad you picked the under because I didn't want to. Yeah, this game, can Notre Dame stop Alabama from scoring? I think at some point Alabama's going to get ahead to a big lead, and Notre Dame is going to have to try to catch up or make attempts to. I think they're going to score some points, but Alabama's going to score a majority. I like this game over. Don't love it over because it's such a high number, and you are going to need Notre Dame to put points up. Once again, you need offense, and Alabama's defense is pretty good. So we'll see what happens. I'm going with the over. I'd rather bet it over or not bet it at all. So let's take the over.
That seems that seems reasonable. I'm with that. Okay, so another high-powered offense game going on. Number 4, Ohio State. This is the Sugar Bowl versus number 3, Clemson. 66.5 is what we're at here. What do you say, Kurt? What do you say?
I'm taking this game over as well. I actually like this total over much better than that Alabama one because I do feel that both these teams are going to put up points. This is going to be a game that I think you can believe the hype. You know how you have certain games they're like, oh, look out, this is a big game coming up. Shootout, anytime ESPN or anybody mentions a shootout, oh, the points are going to be all over the board and usually goes under. I think this is going to be the game that goes over, regardless of what ESPN says.
All right. What do you say, Dan?
Yeah, I was just looking at I copied and pasted the games and the lines you sent me, and I just looked at what you typed the line for this game as. You got it 666. And I'm thinking, this game is the mark of the beast on this game. And yeah, I have to agree with you. I like the over. This is the one I did like the over in this game. The only thing that scares me about this game a little bit is Ohio State. I mean, their offense has been good, but it's just this COVID, them being on and playing on 1 week, not playing, not playing, guys out. They haven't found a rhythm. Fields has not looked good the last couple of games. I mean, there's talk that he maybe should stay in school for another year just to how bad he's looked. This would be a game for him to actually shake all that off. And I think they'll be able to score. Clemson will be able to score. I'm just not sold on Ohio State's defense this year. I think if they would have played 9 games, it would have been a lot better defense. But again, they're missing a lot of making a lot of silly mistakes in the secondary. So yeah, I think this is going to be one of those games. Don't get up to go to the bathroom. Make sure you have all your stacks and everything handy because you're going to miss something if you get out of your seat. So yeah, I like the over in this one.
I like it. Just push the keg right next to your couch. I mean,
that's why I have a refrigerator right here, so I don't have to get up.
There it is. There it is. That's how you do. In college, we had a console thing that would fit a Playmate cooler inside of it, like in our long, big couch, and we'd pop open our boom, boom, crack, crack. It's a beautiful couch. Okay, so we're talking Gator Bowl now. Number 23, NC State versus Kentucky. We got a number of 49. Who's next? Dan.
Me.
You finished, right? Yeah, you go.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to take the under in this game.
Am I back?
And I didn't think about it until just – I didn't think about it before the show. Just now, you kept saying SEC over. So
he was asking, am I back? And I was like, you were never gone.
I guess I offended him. I don't know.
He's out of here. I can't drop him. Remove. Okay, go ahead.
All right, so yeah, I'm going to take this game on. I'm going to take this game under the total. Kentucky's they have no passing attack. I mean, they haven't had one in the last couple of years. They always seem to be playing wide receivers at quarterback. NC State does have a decent offense, but I just think Kentucky's defense has been really good this year. They'll hold down that offense. Kentucky can't score, so I'm taking this game under.
Under we go. All right. Are you getting in the car here, Kurt? Actually, nope. There's no more cars. I forgot. We're not friends anymore.
We can try to get in. We can try to get it. I'll call the cops.
I'm hitchhiking on the side of the road with this pick. I'm going to attempt to get in the car. I'm going in the same direction, by the way, Dan. Yeah, I like this game to go under. Kentucky's defense early on this season. Kentucky's defense was really what kept them in games. Lots of turnovers. Their running game pretty much held them down throughout the season. Look on the other side. Who is it? North Carolina State? Yeah. North Carolina State, let me tell you, when they got into shootouts this year, I was on them on the high scoring games. But there were a couple of games where I even the Georgia Tech game where I just saw, I don't think Georgia Tech was that good, but I just saw their offense kind of sputter. And when you look at the way they ended the season, yeah, I definitely have to look at this game under. They weren't as consistent, I guess you could say, as they were early in the season. So kind of looking at the way they were trending more towards the under towards the end of the season, I'm going to keep that trend going. I'm going to take the under.
All right, we agreed 2 in a row. You guys agree on. All right, so under for NC State. Guys at home, don't forget, like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications. Kurt's gone again. It's just this thing we do on Total Chaoses. He shows up and he doesn't. It's just how it goes down here. Thanks for not leaving me, Dan. I have abandonment issues, and this would be really rough if it was just me. So, okay.
I think it's somebody from the SEC that cut him off because he took the game under.
You're done here. So our friend Michael Horton says San Jose State and over the total. Do you have any feelings about that one just while we're waiting around here?
No.
These are today games, right?
Yeah, I haven't looked at. I didn't play anything today. I just stuck with the NBA today.
Yeah, I didn't.
I didn't really like anything.
Yeah, and then West Virginia and under the total, he says also. Yeah, I didn't really look at these either. I'm in college basketball.
I'd only. West. I don't know. I always have problems going against the academies. especially on short notice, because these two teams weren't even supposed to play. Like West Virginia was supposed to play TCU, and Army was supposed to play, or didn't even have a team to play in their bowl game, and they kind of just got matched up on short notice. So to go against an academy and the triple threat red offense, and I'm getting a touchdown. I think it was a touchdown, 7.5. I'll take the points in that game.
Yeah, that's where I was at on this one too, because I did a free pick video on this, and I remember the line I used was that West Virginia is like egg salad. They do not travel well. And that's the whole thing behind it. So I love service academies. You're going to get 60 freaking minutes of football out of those kids, and yeah, I like Army there. So that's where I'm at too. Okay, so back to the game. Kurt, you did give your pick. All right, now we're going to Mississippi at number 11, Indiana. This is the Outback Bowl on Saturday. Number 66. What do you got on it, Kurt?
I'm taking this game over the total. I like what Indiana has done. I believe they're going to have the backup in since the youngster's out for the season. But this backup is the truth, right? I mean, I heard all the talk like, hey, this is a big recruit. This is the guy that is pretty much going to be taking over the reins in the future. He got thrown in there early, and he hasn't disappointed. I don't think that he's going to have a problem this game. I think Indiana's going to put up a lot of points. I like, and I'm favoring Indiana this side. I like this game to go over the total.
All right. Do we agree, Dan?
Not at all. Not at all. I mean, I think this number is way too high. I mean, yeah. I mean, it is Lane Kiffin. They're known to score points, but this Indiana defense, I mean, they've given up 11 or fewer points in 3 out of their last 4 games. They've only scored about 20 points average 20 points in their last 2 games. The under's gone 5-1 in their last 6 games. And yeah, I just think it's too many points. I'm not unlike her. I'm not impressed with the Indiana's quarterback, the new one. And no, I'm just not. And so I don't know. If it was Penix Jr., I'd probably be looking at this game different. I just don't see this many points being scored.
All right. We got an over and an under. Up next, we have Oregon at number 25. Oregon is go computer, do it. The Fiesta Bowl. Here we go. Number 25, Oregon is at number 10, Iowa State. We got a total of 58 here. We have a friend in the chat that says Oregon minus 13 over here. Michael told us that Indiana and the spread points. I have abandonment issues making picks with the NBA lately. I can't get a good read on any teams. Nobody can, Sugar. I go through all the comments. Yeah, I go through all the picks and parlays comments, and that is in the group chats and the group page at Facebook. No one is having a good time with the NBA right now. So maybe just
very upset with the NBA right now.
8-4, 3 in a row. So I'm doing all right.
Ooh, we'll go over to picks and parlays. Check out Dan Kaiser's picks because Dan apparently has got a handle on the NBA.
Yeah. Now that I say that, here comes a 0-3 day. So
I know. I did
pick up the pick pack. It'll be a lot cheaper. Pick up the 3-pack. It'll be a lot cheaper if I do lose.
There you go. I don't know how it goes. That I was 9-3 on my free pick video last week, and the one I did today, I'm like, I feel like I'm gonna crash. I've been running too hot lately that I gotta go cold. Okay, so Oregon at Iowa State, 58 is our number. Dan, you're going first. What do you got for me?
Well, it's been my running thing lately. These games, I'm taking the under in this one also. Ooh. I know I hate to do it in bowl games, but that just seems what's been coming up. I probably should have kept the sheet instead of throwing it away this morning. Might have been different. But no, I just look at Iowa State. I mean, they played Oklahoma twice, and they gave up 30 and 27. 30 points in the one game, 27 in the other. Oregon's not by any means Oklahoma. I mean, or to be honest, Oregon probably shouldn't even be in this game. I mean, they weren't even supposed to be in the championship game in the Pac-12. I mean, they beat a bad USC team. Yeah. And Iowa State's good, but again, I just don't see their offense putting up a ton of points either. I think this is going to be probably the most boring game out of all of them. So I'm taking the under in this one.
Well, heck, all right. What do you think about it, Kurt?
I think I should go on the other side. I also have the under. I had this written up for the under as well because because Iowa State on the road. I mean, they play more to an under trend on the road. They have a good quarterback and their running back. I considered their running back in the Heisman talk early on, Breece Hall, like a sleeper for the Heisman. But they have a good quarterback, dual threat quarterback, good running game. Shuck over there in Oregon. The thing with Oregon is they always find a way to get back in the game, even the games that they're losing. The UCLA game. There was another game where what was Washington State, I believe, where they
good game.
And they just kind of chip away, but it's also, calling for a slower paced game, I think. I'm taking the under here as well. 58. It's so low. It's low for a reason. I'm taking it under 58.
Yeah, because I'm so the casual football fan and I love the Ducks. And the first thing I thought was like, that's so low, it's got to go over. But that's like Joe Public, right? That's like what the bookmakers want you to think when you see that number. So I think you guys are spot on with that one.
But before we get to this last one, who do you think is going to win the Heisman? Kurt?
That's a Kurt question.
Is Morris?
Huh?
Who's I didn't even pay attention to who's up for it. I saw the kid from Alabama. It's like the same guys all the time. It's Trevor Lawrence. It's the kid from Alabama.
Lawrence, Trask, Jones, and Smith.
Lawrence was out.
Right.
So
Lawrence was out.
So was Ohio State, but they're still in the playoffs, aren't they? Just saying.
I think Lawrence. I think all the hype's up for this kid right now. They've already given him the number one pick. I mean, all he has to do is show up and shake the commissioner's hand, basically.
Not drop the trophy.
If Lawrence wins, they might as well just stop doing the trophy.
Yeah.
If he wins, they might as well stop doing the trophy. Devontae Smith will win the Heisman. You heard it here first.
I love it. I'm going to bet on that now that you
said bet on that. I was just about to say that. What's the prop bet on
that? Well, while you guys talk about this next one, I'll just look it right up. Okay.
Dan's giving out gold here.
I know. Dan gives me a ton of gold. You really do. Especially like after the show shuts down, he'll be like, take Iowa.
That's why I hope I lose this one. Because then I don't have to come on and look at all the comments, next week. Oh, you said Devontae Smith's going to win the Heisman.
Oh, geez.
Well, Dan, you've only got 1 over out of 7 plays right now, so you might just lose because you're really one-sided on this today.
What? Must have been. Wasn't that the first one?
Ohio State.
Ohio State. That's the only over.
Ohio State. Okay, so the Orange Bowl, we got number 5, Texas A&M versus number 13, UNC. I got a number of 65.5. I don't know whose turn it is.
Yes.
Go, Kurt.
I'm over. I'm taking the over in this game. Texas A&M, they do have a solid defense. Mond, the way he's controlling this offense, I love that. UNC's secondary is horrible. This game could end up being a shootout. UNC is another one of those high-scoring teams. They always find themselves on these, not on the wrong end of these shootouts, but they always find themselves in these games where it kind of goes up and down. And I have SEC bias when it comes to totals. This one's right in my range where I like to see it, in the 60s. So I'm going to take this one over. I think both these teams are going to be able to score. UNC will get you into that track meet with them, and Texas A&M is capable of answering that. I like this game going over.
All right. What do you say, Dan?
Yeah, I gave out this as one of the free picks on the thing. And like I said, I woke up this morning, decided I'm going to do something different. And I was going to think, well, should I put a disclaimer and say I'm going against the free pick? And because you look at this North Carolina team, both running backs, which are like the stars of their team, they're out. their starting wide receivers out, and in the free play, I played the over, and I'm going to stick with that. I'm taking the over in this one. I think without those two running backs, it may play more to the over because now Howell will just throw the ball all over, and they won't be able to run the ball. So I see them passing more, so that either leads to a lot of scores or a lot of interceptions. So and or a lot of incomplete passes, which will shorten the clock. North Carolina's defense is bad. Their secondary is bad. I don't know. I'm not thrilled about Munn throwing the ball. I'd like any other quarterback throwing the ball, probably in the SEC than him. But I'm going with Kurt in this one. I'll put the skateboard down and grab onto the black bumper and ride down the road with him that way.
There we go, Dad. There we go. Let's go.
We're making progress, guys.
There we go.
You know, if you're up here in Michigan, then I'd use a snowboard. But you know,
you guys
wherever in Canada, we'll get some Huskies.
Michael
says
Texas A&M 34, North Carolina 20. Lay the points with Texas A&M. Is that how y'all feel about the side? How do you guys feel about the side here?
SEC, Texas A&M, no problem.
The only side I care about's Roll Damn Tide. That's the only side I care about.
SEC, I'm telling you.
I'm just not an SEC person.
See, I have a love-hate relationship with Alabama.
Yeah. Well, my best friend is from Alabama, but I'm from Texas, so I'm the same way.
That was the second school I wanted to go to. And then that's kind of a love part. But then you got the Saban thing. I got this huge love-hate relationship with Saban. Being he spurned Michigan State and went to like LSU and then ended up in Bama and turned that team into this powerhouse when he could have stayed in East Lansing and done it up there. So I have a thing with Saban.
Speaking of East Lansing, what's going on with Michigan State basketball, Dan? Hasn't been a very. I'm like a Michigan State Spartan.
They have no point guard. I wasn't
that ball way too much.
I wasn't looking forward. I wasn't really looking to do much this year. The big start was a surprise. I'm looking either next year or 2 years from now when they get all the supposedly like Bonnie Banks, who's supposed to be like projected to be the number one pick in the NBA when he comes out, and a couple other top guys. So I'm looking for a year or two down the road. As long as Izzo stays healthy and doesn't retire, doesn't pull a D'Antonio and just up and quit, we'll be all right.
Well, I wonder, our friend Michael here is from Houston. That's where I'm from. Kurt used to live there also. We're huge Rockets and Astros fans.
Yep.
What's up, Michael? You're our people. What was I going to say? Let me just run this by you guys real quick. I kind of have like a theory, and I do this late night happy hour show with the local ESPN Las Vegas guys, Cofield and Company, Steve Cofield. And I was talking about, and they kind of thought I was crazy, and then they kind of agreed with me a little too. But I feel like this one and done culture of basketball that has been thrown at us over the last few years is really starting to catch up with these elite schools. I mean, there's only so many one and dones that you can do before, like, you know, Coach K, he's a West Point grad. He wants to build a troop. He wants to build his army, you know, and send them into battle. And when you don't have guys that stick around for more than a year or two, I feel like it's difficult to do. And it's not one team. It's Duke. It's Michigan State. It's Kansas State sucks. Kentucky blows, man. And I love it. It makes me so happy that Kentucky's bad, but so is Duke. So, like, how happy can I really be? This is my rant, Alexander. So I just wonder, what is your, Bill, I warned you guys not to bet the house. I warned you guys not to bet the house this morning. I did a free pick video. I didn't feel like it all came out the right way. Anyway, what do you guys think? Do you think the reason why do you think the elites are all crappy at the same time?
Well, I don't think Michigan State so much is the one and done, because if you look at Winston was there for 4 years, Langford's there for 6. I mean, Tillman was there for 3. before that, Nick, I can't remember the other center. He was there for a while. I mean, yeah, we had the Jaron Jacksons, we've had the Bridges, but he stayed for 2. I think the problem with State is they do get some good players, but a lot of, I mean, who was it? Foster Lawyer, who I don't think he had another scholarship offer to anybody but Michigan State. I mean, we get a lot of in-state talent. We get the Izzo players, that rebound and play defense and bang and we don't. I just don't think sometimes those players just don't fit in today's college basketball. Just like Northwestern doesn't fit in today's college football very much. I mean, we're still playing like we did in the 80s and 90s. So I think it's just the way Michigan State plays. But I do agree with you. You look at Duke. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they may have one good year, but when they don't, then they do suffer. Kansas used to be one of those teams that would have 3, 4, 5 guys that have been there for 3 or 4 years, and they like you said, they've gone to more one and dones or getting people that aren't even allowed to play for them.
Yeah.
Because of shady things. So yeah, I think it hurts teams like that. You look at teams that have been doing well, Virginia, Auburn, when Auburn had that run.
I'm not going on a Virginia trip with you right now. Virginia hasn't played anybody but Notre Dame, and Notre Dame's not even that good.
But I'm even saying in the last 3 or 4 years, it's you look at those teams, it's people that are there for 3 or 4 years. They don't have a lot of the guys that just come in and play 1 year for Virginia. So I agree with you. I think it does hurt. If that's all you're going to do, is sign, off, 5-star players that are only going to be there a year, 3 or 4 of them are only going to be there. It is going to hurt if you don't win that year. I tend to agree with that.
And
Look at Iowa. Luke Garza's been there for 3 or 4 years, and she's surrounded by 4 white guys that have been there forever. So
and Wisconsin has 5 seniors. You guys hear my child right now? Oh my God, this is what Fortnite does to children. Holy cow. Like, what the hell's going on back there? Moshi took my pick on Presbyterian plus 5.5. Do you guys have any thoughts on this? I really liked Presbyterian here. I know they don't handicap games. Like no one handicaps the Big South. It was just people like me.
I remember when you were telling me about it. I was just like, "Oh, the Big South, yes."
I didn't even know what they were in. So
my whole thing right now, like what I keep trying to do in my free picks is I'm on this angle of the back-to-backs, so like all 5 of the Big South games happening today happened yesterday. So I've got all their stats, and then I compared those stats to what happened in the game, and then I kind of try to figure out what went wrong or what's going to happen. And so that's my deal. I told you last week I was 9-3 on those. This week, we'll see. We're going to see. All right, guys, we should wrap things up, though. Consensus picks real quick. Dan and Kurt say that Auburn is going to go under 43.5. They say Ohio State goes over 66.5. NC State goes under 49, and Oregon goes under 58. Those are your consensus plays. Brian Blaylock, I actually just talked about this. I wonder if you're the Brian Blaylock I went to high school with, because that'd be so cool. Anyway, I like Michigan. Minus the 1.5. I don't believe in Maryland at all. I think they're in a huge letdown spot coming off that win against Wisconsin. Unless they're just totally improving with that cover on Purdue and a win at Wisconsin. Like maybe they're just on a trajectory that I'm not seeing, but I like Michigan here, period. Kurt,
how do you feel about that, man? How do you feel about Michigan?
Yeah. Well, that's another story. Please sign Harbaugh. But no, my thing is I've been getting burned early college basketball, taking Big Ten teams on the road.
Okay.
If I didn't play this game, but if I was, I'd take Maryland. That's for one reason, and 2, Michigan hasn't played in a while, and they've had COVID problems. Or not so much the team, but the Michigan campus as a whole. So I'm not sure how much they actually work, what kind of work they've gotten in. So yeah, I'd lean Maryland, but I would put a lot of faith in it.
Well, Maryland does have some momentum, and they do have some older players. But I just maybe it's just because I don't like Maryland. There was a time Steve Blake played for Maryland, and I was super into the Terrapins. But that's how long ago it was. Okay, that's how long I've been watching basketball. All right,
franchise.
Yeah, I'm just saying I don't love them.
Maryland.
Yes, Michael, I want Gonzaga to play Baylor so bad too. I think they are definitely, I mean, they are the 1 and 2s, but they deserve to be 1 and 2. They are both so good. Elliot says Harbaugh has a 5-year extension now.
Oh, good.
Does he really?
Woo-hoo.
Wow.
I'm having a drink tonight. Happy New Year.
A couple of them. All right. Just real quick before we go, guys, I was up at like 5 a.m. and I saw this on the news. People at home, there's here in Las Vegas, we have a school called Bishop Gorman, and it's the high school that like feeds the student athletes into UNLV, baseball, football, basketball. Well, they have a 4-star recruit who is going to UNLV, 19-year-old kid named Zone Collins, who was out drunk driving this morning and crashed into and killed a 52-year-old man. He's 19 years old and was going to play for UNLV, and he's in jail, and that's where he's going to be for a really long time. I'm not saying it because it's sports related. I'm saying it because it's New Year's Eve. Guys, don't drink and drive, okay? There are many other ways around that. Get as drunk as you want, but do not drive a car.
My question, what are you going out anyway? Where are you going out? It's COVID. I mean,
COVID, right.
Vegas has a big problem with house parties right now. Like our metro's cracking down. It's a big thing here, but yeah, so I'm sure he was probably at a house party, whatever. But you're 19. You're not even old enough to be drinking, and you're driving a vehicle. And if you see the car crash, Google it. I mean, he annihilated this. He drove a black car and the white car. It's annihilated, and now someone's dead, and 2020 hasn't been that great that we need to like push the button on the very last day of it, so sorry for my rant, but it is really, really important that to keep that kind of stuff in mind.
Let's end the last show of 2020 on a happy note. Thanks, Allie.
Well, hey. All right, guys. It's important. You know what's happy? That no one dies or kills anyone else tonight. That's a happy.
There you go.
All right, guys. I hope y'all make a ton of money on the bowl game picks. And I really hope you make a ton of money on my free college basketball picks. Check out Kurt Alexander and Dan Kaiser over at picksandparlays.net. Use our promo code 2021 2021. It'll save you 20% at checkout. All right, guys. Thanks so much. We'll see you next year.
Happy New Year.
Yep.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, 2021.
It might be over. Now it's over. Okay. All right, guys.